Okay, folks, grab your popcorn and sit tight, because I've got a story for you that's juicier than a ripe peach. I'm telling you, this one's so good, you're gonna want to call your best friend halfway through. But don't. Stick around till the end of this article and let me peel back the layers of mystery for you. You might even say it's like entering someone's dreams. Are you intrigued? Because you should be. Let's talk about Hollywood's golden boy, aka the king of heartthrobs. Yep, you guessed it. I'm talking about the one and only Brad Pitt. Just when we thought we knew everything about him, boy, were we wrong. Brad's got more layers than an onion, and today we're diving deep. Hold on to your hats, folks, because it's about to get mystical. So picture this. Brad's cozy craftsman home in the Hollywood Hills, the sun beaming through the windows, illuminating that legendary face. And then he spills the beans about his little morning ritual. What could it be? Morning yoga? Nah, too ordinary. A big breakfast? Not even close. Drumroll. Brad tries to remember his dreams like, whoa. He keeps a pen and paper on his bedside table, and when he wakes up, he scribbles down everything he can remember. You know, like some modern-day Indiana Jones deciphering ancient texts. He told this to Ottessa Moshfegh during an afternoon chat in his living room. In his words, I found that to be really helpful. I'm curious what's going on in there when I'm not at the helm. But hang on, don't drift into dreamland just yet. This is where the plot thickens, like gravy over a Thanksgiving turkey. So, Brad had this dream, a nightmare actually. It's the kind that would make you bolt up in bed, heart pounding faster than a jackrabbit on espresso. And this wasn't a one-time thing, it went on for 4 or 5 years. Can you imagine? Picture a dark night with street lamps straight out of The Exorcist. Our man Brad is walking down the sidewalk and suddenly, bam! Someone jumps out and stabs him in the ribs. Or he's being chased through a house with a kid he's trying to save and, you guessed it, he gets stabbed. He describes this recurring nightmare in an email exchange, and let me tell you, it's enough to make your hair stand on end. So what's a Hollywood superstar to do? Some dreams are like unruly children. You've got to get to know them to understand what they want. Brad was having none of it and decided to face his fears head on. He did what any self-respecting dream detective would do. He jumped back into the nightmare and asked the dream, why? Yep, that's right. No Ghostbusters or dream catchers for Brad. He didn't run away. He basically sat his nightmare down for a cup of tea and a chat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the heck would Brad Pitt have such a haunting nightmare? I mean, he's got it all: fame, fortune, and a face that could launch 1,000 ships. But think about it. Everywhere he goes, he's got the paparazzi on his heels like a shadow. Maybe that nightmare was a reflection of how he felt. Hunted, trapped, constantly on edge. Let's talk about a man who's had us swooning for decades. You know who I mean. The one, the only, Brad Pitt. Now you might be thinking you know everything about him. The strapping young lad who stole our hearts in Thelma and Louise, the hunky dad of 6. But honey, there's more to this man than meets the eye. Picture this, a soul-searching artist, diving into the abyss of his dreams and reflecting on his life like a modern-day philosopher. I know, it's like peeling back the layers of an onion that you never knew had layers. So let's set the stage. Brad's in his cozy craftsman home, the one that's been with him through thick and thin. No glitz, no glam, just a caramel shade of cedar on the walls, vintage furniture, and tasteful art that speaks of simplicity. There's this old soul vibe about it, and I can almost hear the whispers of the early 20th century. No paparazzi, no entourage. It's just Brad and his thoughts. Hold on though, this ain't your average Hollywood tale. Get this, Brad's wearing neutral tones, khaki trousers, and a loose white t-shirt. Can you picture it? It's like he's trying to blend into a wheat field under the vast Midwestern sky where he grew up. There's this calming aura, like a gentle breeze on a summer's day. Let me spill the tea. Or should I say, offer you some? Because Brad did just that, as he cheerfully offered a selection of beverages to the person who was lucky enough to enter his abode. Tea, coffee, water, juice, booze, the whole shebang. But wait, there's a twist. Brad's been sober for almost 6 years. It's like he's been cleaning out not just his fridge, but his soul. Speaking of fridges, ever wondered what's in Brad Pitt's? Well, it's practically empty, just like the vast canvas that he's using to repaint his life. Now, this ain't just about redecorating houses, y'all. It's a journey. Brad's mining his dreams, looking for nuggets of wisdom. He's peering into his past, trying to understand what authentic means. In his words, out here in California, there's a lot of talk about being your authentic self. It would plague me. What does authentic mean? For me, it was getting to a place of acknowledging those deep scars that we carry. Ah, Brad, you poetic soul. He's 58, folks, and he's been through a whirlwind. His focus has shifted. He's supporting rising artists, and guess what? He's reflecting on what's next. It's like he's standing on a crossroads, map in hand, thinking which road to take. I consider myself on my last leg, he says, this last semester or trimester. What is this section gonna be, and how do I want to design that? Just when you think that's all the juice we can squeeze out of this lemon, let's zest it up a bit more, folks. Because you know how life sometimes takes you on a merry-go-round, and before you know it, you're being hurled into space like a cowboy on a rogue stallion? Well, Brad's riding that stallion like a pro. Now, let's talk about the Craftsman House, a keeper of secrets and dreams. It's like Hogwarts and Narnia rolled into one, with the essence of every character Brad has ever played hanging in the air. And let's not forget about those khaki pants. Is Brad embracing his Midwest roots? Is there a dash of Ozarkian wisdom he's blending into his Cali lifestyle? We all know that old Braddy has a treasure trove of properties. A beach house, a modernist beauty in the Hollywood Hills, but it's the Craftsman home where he's letting his hair down. It's like he's chosen the grand library in a sea of flashy discos. And we just got an all-access pass, y'all, and let's talk about him turning into this wise dream miner. I mean, the guy is basically Indiana Jones meets Sigmund Freud, unearthing ancient relics from the depths of his subconscious. As he digs into his dreams, don't you just wish you could be a fly on that cedar wall, watching the play unfold? Remember when he said he's on his last leg? Well, don't let that fool you, because when Brad Pitt says he's pondering the final stages of an abundantly creative career, it feels like he's setting the stage for something more epic than we can imagine. Like, is he about to throw a curveball that'll make our jaws hit the floor? What is this section gonna be? And how do I want to design that? These questions from Brad make us wonder if he's about to redesign not just his life, but the very fabric of Hollywood itself. Is he going to be the mentor that guides the next generation of stars? Will he build bridges between the dreams of yesterday and the promises of tomorrow?